Hello, my name is Misty Boyce.
And where are you from?
I'm originally from Las Cruces, New Mexico, but now I live in Los Angeles, California.
When did you start making music?
I started playing the piano when I was 5, but I think singing Mariah Carey songs alone in my bedroom before that, probably like 3.
Who did you listen to growing up?
I listened when I was young. I was very into pop country, so Reba McEntire and Garth Brooks were my loves. And then as I acquired a broader musical taste, I got into Radiohead and Tori Amos, and those were like the indie people where I was growing up. So Foo Fighters were a big one. And then I really got into jazz, so I was listening to a lot of Coltrane and Miles Davis and Wayne Shorter and Herbie Hancock and those kinds of people.
How did you get started?
Well, my love for country music when I was 9 introduced me to the idea that you could write songs, and so I don't know what gave me the idea, but I was just like, well, that's what I want to do. I want to write songs. So I started kind of writing alone in my room to writing songs alone in my room for Reba McEntire. And then Jewel came around, and then I started pretending to be Jewel and writing songs and hoping to live in a van one day. And my dreams have come true. Yeah.
So, what life events have impacted you and your music the most?
Life events that have to do with music, or life events in general?
Life.
Well, I was kind of a lonely kid, and so I think that, pushed me to just be in my room alone a lot, and so that's where my obsession with music kind of started. And then, it's always been like life, especially in the last couple of years, got really gnarly in my family, and I'm so glad that I have an outlet of writing songs to kind of process, heavy stuff. Death is a big theme in my last record, because I lost my stepbrother and I lost my stepfather within a year and a half of each other, and so that pushed me even deeper into trying to create something beautiful out of something really sad.
What are some things that are important to you like to address through your music?
I think that lonely feeling that I felt is a pretty common experience in human life, and I guess if anything, I'd like for my music to be sort of like an arm reaching out to people who feel lonely and sad, and kind of meet them where they are and help them feel less alone and less sad.
Who would you most like to collaborate with, and why?
Blake Mills. Because he's the best musician on the planet. Just a great songwriter and gets great sounds, and yeah, I'd love to make something with him.
When do you feel you got your first break?
I think that breaks are always happening. Breaks and failures sort of along the way. It's like, it hasn't been like one moment where I'm like, oh, I made it, or like, oh, I feel like I'm constantly succeeding and failing at the same time. So it's an ongoing making it and breaking it.
So when did you decide that this is what you were going to do?
I think when I was like 5, I just loved music and always wanted to sing, and always, then when I found out you could write, like just wanted to write and sing all the time. And I don't know, in my mind there was just like never anything else to do, even though my dad probably would have been happier if I'd been a doctor or a lawyer. There's never really been a plan B, and in the moments when I have felt like I should find one, I have failed at being good at anything else. So this is it. Hi, sorry.
What are your interests and passions outside of music?
What's that? What's outside of me? I like to philosophize about life. I like to meditate. I like to do yoga. I recently got into trail running. I like to get outside. I think it's really important for brains that tend to dig a little too deep in their own mess. I like reading when I get into it. When I find a good book, that's kind of hard to find sometimes, though.
So what are your favorite books, film, and music right now?
On music? Music books?
No, it can be anything.
Well, right now I'm reading a Norse mythology book, which is really fun. I like just the stories we make up to try to make sense of life are really interesting to me. And we used to be a lot more creative with them. So I've been enjoying going back and reading about Thor and Odin and other than that, I've been reading a lot of self-help, so not as fun to talk about.
How about films and music?
Music, honestly, I know this is controversial, but I love Spotify. I love my Discover Weekly. It's like your favorite friend making you your favorite mixtape every week. And sadly, like, I can't name anything off the top of my head that has blown me away from it recently, but I usually, when I love something from it, I look it up and it's usually really old, like from the 70s that I'd never heard. I'm like, I don't even know who, this is somebody I've never heard of before. And I don't know, it makes me feel like a kid again, like I'm discovering music for the first time. So I really love digging into that every week. Other than that, I listen to too many podcasts. And film, I also just haven't been around to like checking out anything new, which is, I love going to movies, but I think that's mostly just because I like being in a dark room with popcorn.
So what's next?
What's next is, I'm touring with Lord Huron right now and playing keys and singing with them, and then opening a few of the shows for them, so that's really exciting. And in the meantime, I'm kind of philosophizing over my next record, which is really exciting because I think the next thing I do is going to be like more of a concept record instead of so biographical, which, you know, is stretching me beyond what I'm used to, and that's really fun. So yeah, just writing and touring.